So talk to us about, I've taken down a couple of buildings like this on these main thoroughfares in the cities. Tends to be a little tougher on what they're looking for. And, a lot of times these vacant buildings are already in some sort of housing building corridor or whatnot. What type of challenges do you have with the city, or requirements they had that you weren't expecting, or you were expecting, or just kind of big ticket items that you could share with us?
Sure. So it's a historic building. So to begin with, everything had to be approved by the Historic Society. It did have TIF. It was eligible for some TIF funding, which I applied for, but I was unable to obtain. But some of the challenges were, well, just it wasn't that bad. I mean, maybe I came into it thinking that it was going to be a lot harder than it was. It took me a year from the time of when we started building it out to get to completion. There was a few challenges along the way, like the elevator. There was an issue with the elevator. They didn't want the doghouse for the elevator to go a certain height above the building, because they didn't want to be able to see it on the street. So I basically have a squished down elevator a little bit. It's like instead of a standard, it's maybe a foot or two short. So we did some stuff to make it work. But there wasn't any huge challenges. There was at one point something that was kind of funky. Was they told us to paint the doghouse a certain brown. We painted it brown. They came out and said, no, we wanted it a different brown. So we had to change that. That cost me $10,000. Just little things like this that were kind of frustrating along the way, but nothing major, I would say. And
the doghouse is the top of the shaft that extends upon the top of the roof line.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I want to make sure we get everyone on the same page. So did you have to put sprinklers?
So two options. So when I bought this building, it had wood floors from like 1900, and it was chopped up. It was basically three buildings that were put together. It was chopped up, so they weren't even on the same level. They weren't even the same grade. So we could have the contractor said we could redo the wood flooring, make them even so that it'd be a more usable space. But then we'd have to put sprinklers in. The other option was, because it was less than a 4-story building, we could rip out all the wood, put in, steel and cement, and then fireproof everything with spray-on fireproofing. And then we were able to not use sprinklers. And it cost a little bit more money to do it that way, but I thought that was a better option, because it would then be rated for assembly rating, so we could have more people per floor. And I figured long term, if I ever decided to sell the building and the area turned into a real restaurant and bar area, then that would be attractive to somebody to obviously have a lot of patrons in at one time.